Meridius.
Look.
My name is Jeff. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
So good.
One, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7. Fix your spelling on the 7th, same game 7.
I saw it.
Don't look like an idiot.
Stroud, I believe it was.
That's correct. Oh. Tired.
I got up here at 4:20. Took a little power nap.
Let's see. I was taking power nap just now at home.
Ready to roll.
Let's see. Watch tells me how many steps I got today.
Oh, good job. Major goal.
10,800 steps.
Is that your goal? 10,000 a day?
No. No. I don't
Fred
want
says
school
happy Thanksgiving, Phil.
Huh?
T-Fred says happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, T-Fred.
Says, was the press box, how was the press box at Booker T?
It was good. It was fine.
Loud?
It was fine, though.
We were comfortable.
No, it was good,
We had
No.
high speed.
High-speed internet.
Very high speed.
We had air. We had heat if we wanted it.
Yeah, had everything we wanted. Had visitors, whether we wanted them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it wasn't a big deal.
no, not at
No,
all.
it was. I thought it
Very
was good.
comfortable. I'd go back
It'd
there
be
in
in
a
the
heartbeat.
top third of places that we've
Oh,
been.
yeah, no doubt.
You know?
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, if we got high-speed internet, you're automatically in the top third. Chris?
Yeah.
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 And if there's enough room for all of us to sit and we all have chairs, going to go a little higher.
Yep.
Check. Had that.
Yeah, heat and air capabilities.
Check. Had that. Windows that opened.
Windows that open.
Check.
Yes.
You know what? Might be a top 20 place we've ever been.
You have all the seating you can want on the home side and away side.
Top 10.
Yeah. No, it was very comfortable.
T. Fred, thanks for bringing that up. I didn't realize how good we had it last Friday. They did shut the bat downs rather quick after the game.
Our camera operators were close distance.
Yeah. No, it was really good.
It was really nice.
good.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I wish the cameraman a little bit further. I had a lot of the same shots.
I thought it looked great, Ronnie.
That's the whole point.
boy.
I made it look great.
You ready for a walk-off?
Yes, please.
Oh, boy.
TBJ. Press box was good, just like the field goal in 08. Touch them all, TBJ.
You know what,
Touch 'em
though?
all.
TBJ tried to show me a video of the field goal, and I refused to watch it before the game. The 08 field goal.
There's a gentleman in the press box who was on the field that night and said it was good, right?
Absolutely. I talked to him at halftime.
Yeah.
That's two players that were on the field that have now confirmed it was good.
Yeah.
But you know what, TBJ? The ghost of 08 is dead.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Cost state championship.
No. It was a quarterfinals game. We won a quarterfinals game. We kicked the field goal that in. We had extra points in that in.
Oh, we did hit the upright. Oh. Just to remind you that it's still there.
Yeah, but that was a good win. It was a good win.
TBJ says amen to that.
Yeah, it is dead.
Cody Knox, get all the graphics loaded, Chris. I have not done round 2 yet. No.
Been a little busy.
Been a little busy today. That is tomorrow's assignment, though.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, Chris.
I know. So I got a lot to do still. Big part of it was done yesterday, though. Big part. Boy, we have a special guest possibly in our second show.
Oh, we have a special guest either way.
We could have 2 special
That's right.
guests in our second show of the night. One in studio, one via the phone.
I've already forgot who he said.
Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Ronnie can probably take the break on that in a second.
Yeah, I think he's out.
Oh, if I get to ruffle some feathers, I'm in.
No, you're not ruffling feathers. He's a nice man, and he's a guest to our community. He'll sit over there and take a sleepy in one of the new chairs.
He's a guest in our studio.
Go over and take a sleepy in one of those new chairs.
Phil, are you going to replace that chair?
No, I bought all these damn chairs. I bought more chairs than anybody here.
We got
Ronnie and I have never been paid.
Incorrect.
we got
That chair's
I bought
fine.
that one.
That chair's fine.
we got some at the stadium. You can bring one over.
Nope.
Change it out.
Nope. Those are stadium chairs.
I mean, hopefully they're there when we come back next year.
Oh, they better be there.
Oh, that would be, yeah. I mean, you can replace your chair with a chair in here.
Connor can sit in this one over there on game night?
Well, I figured you'd sit over there.
No. I'm going through all that effort. I'm sitting in a good chair both. No, that's not how it went. Hit the button.
I was about to say, maybe I misremembered.
No, we got 2 minutes.
Oh, never mind.
T-Fred, I noticed that the NFHS Network is carrying majority of the semifinal games. Are you guys covering any games on Friday night?
Funny you asked, T-Fred.
T-Fred will be in Claremore, Oklahoma for the 6A1 semifinal games. Might need bulletproof vest, but that's where we're going. We got a lot of
A lot of folks talking about that.
We're like the.
I mean, the best go to the best games.
We're like Auburn going into Alabama.
That's not good.
We didn't do anything.
No, we did nothing wrong whatsoever.
T-Fred says that's a 2.5 hour drive. No, it's about 2 hours, T-Fred.
McGinnis, maybe. No, it'd be
Oh,
shorter.
from McGinnis, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
No,
not.
about
Probably
the same.
shorter. Yeah, maybe a little shorter.
I looked up the other day, T-Fred. It's 2 hours.
Even
157.
150. Oh, is that factor in stops?
No.
No. Business trip.
So 2.5 hours.
Well, that's business.
Oh, yeah. One spot.
Well, I forgot it was. Actually, 2 hours and 1 minute now from this location.
Now,
At this moment.
At this moment.
at this
right here.
moment.
Yeah. It's traffic.
I forgot tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but I thought, man, we can go up and get a room Thursday night and
Do it.
wake up in the
No,
morning
let's do
and
it.
have a shorter drive.
We can do that.
Well, you're already
We can leave tomorrow.
making.
I'll be back by 5.
Everybody's already mad at us for working anyway, so
Let's roll.
Might as well just piss everybody else the rest of the week off.
The ride.
Don't you tease
has not
me.
been secured, but yeah, I thought about that.
Well, let's get. I'm pretty sure I got comp rooms.
That's true.
Cody Knox, I got to renew the NFHS subscription. It's a good time to do it, Cody Knox, because you're going to get 12 semifinal games this week, state championships and semifinals next week, and then more state championships after that. So
Yeah,
that's a lot of games.
A lot of games.
Basketball, baseball.
Well, you get it every 30 days if you want, then you can cancel and then start back up, or you can go.
I mean, for $11, you can watch the best high school football in the state of Oklahoma over the
biggest games for
over
sure.
the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
For $11.
T-Fred, how is the press box in Claremore? Does it have room for you guys? T-Fred, they have 2 press boxes, and we will have a pretty good seat in Claremore. All right, good questions, T-Fred. He's worried about us. I can
Well,
tell.
he's got nothing else to focus on now in football after last week.
Oh,
Golly.
my goodness.
Push the button.
He cost me 10-0.
Hello and welcome to the High School Huddle. It is Wednesday, November 27, 2024, week 13 of the high school football season. We have semifinals to talk about. Got a lot of great quarterfinal games last week as well. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We get you set for the next hour and a half talking high school football. And boy, there are 12 semifinal games this week. There are some teams that are having a bye week. A lot of coaches didn't like the bye week, but I know a few coaches
Pretty happy about
are pretty
it.
happy right now with some.
I know one in particular.
Well, I know 2 in particular with that. So some great games to get to. We appreciate everyone checking us out here tonight as these games get bigger and bigger. I know a lot of fans watch this show, and your team may have been eliminated, and some of them drop off. Some stay with us. If you're staying with us, we appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about. As Leslie says, hello to Leslie.
She's a loyal watcher.
From Elgin. From Elgin.
She's in Elgin
She's
today?
not from Elgin.
It's what she told us a couple weeks
No,
ago.
you got it all
She
wrong.
lives in Guthrie.
Yeah, Leslie, correct that. You didn't see the follow-up comments a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, Leslie, you're not from Elgin, are you, Leslie?
I take it all. Why are you asking if you know?
Because that's her prompt to reply. No, I'm not from Elgin, and then we can move past this moment.
We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff off the field. I don't even know where to even start with this one here, but I guess we can start with the really bad stuff and work our way to some of the off the stuff here. Forrest Mazey charged with a couple of misdemeanors. Including including pointing a weapon and reckless conduct. Those are misdemeanors. He told the Tulsa Roll that he, quote, plans to fully contest everything. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we had the story here on the High School Huddle. Forrest Mazey was put on administrative leave, the head football coach of the McAllister Buffaloes, for a coach's retreat incident in July. Allegedly pointed a gun at a fellow coach whose name has now come out in the affidavit. Now that charges have been filed, but trying to give him a hard time or trying to be funny with it, and then went outside and actually discharged the firearm, and there were witnesses to all of this stuff. So those were formally there. So we'll see how that one plays out. McAllister High School in a tough situation because you got to let the process play out. You just can't fire him because then you have another lawsuit because, I'm sure there's some clauses in there. But I think if you're McAllister, you just – high school, you just play
Stay out of it, let the court run its course, and then you make your decisions afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. So that came out this week. We mentioned last week that the first coaching job came open with Tulsa Hell. The second coaching spot has come open as Broken Arrow. A
little bigger job.
And Josh Blankenship have parted ways. Yeah. Josh had been there, I think, 4 or 5 years, had a 20-26 record at Broken Arrow. So he, of course, he's the son of the legendary coach Bill Blankenship, and so they have parted ways. And now I'm sure Broken Arrow will go with a nationwide search for their coach. They said no comment until they had a comment, but the next comment they'll make will be with a press conference to introduce their next head football coach.
I bet they'll come from Union, Jinx, or Owasso.
Or Bixby.
Got a short list.
Yeah.
How about Dane Evans, who's the quarterback coach for Owasso, former Tulsa Golden Hurricane quarterback, played a little bit of professional football, not in the NFL, but some other professional football.
BA kid?
He is, I don't know where Dane Evans, it might be a quick Google, but I know he played football at the University of Tulsa. He would be a candidate. He's the Owasso quarterback coach guru over there. A Bixby coordinator would be on the short list. I think, Dallas might know even more names. Some other names that would be interesting. I don't know if they would leave for their spots, but Jerry Rickey of Lincoln Christian, Jared McCoy of Metro Christian, and how about Travis Hill? Would Travis Hill be interested in Broken Arrow?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's actually.
He was an assistant there at Broken Arrow.
Very successful at East Central, knows the community, knows the area well, had a lot of success in Muskogee. Dane is 31 years old, it appears.
He's from Texas. From Dallas.
Dallas. Okay.
From Dallas.
Perfect. Thank
you.
you.
I know from Dallas, but Dallas said he's from Texas.
Yeah. So
it says here, born in Chickasha, graduated from Sanger High School out of Texas.
Okay. I think he might be a name to watch out for, along with some other some names as well. And I don't know if Coach Rickey and Coach McCoy of Lincoln Christian Metro would even consider. They have pretty good jobs right now.
Yeah,
and Broken Arrow, you're stepping into immediate wins you need up there at Broken Arrow.
But the one thing you can't overlook is the salary bump a lot of these guys would get.
Oh yeah,
and. The head coach at Lincoln Christian's not making anywhere near what he would make at Broken Arrow.
Yeah, and those coaches, from my understanding, are they're at Christian schools and they have a lot of their faith is big to them. So I don't know. That would be another.
That
part
may
of
not be the driver. Right. The money may not be the driver, but I think that to me, BA it's an intriguing job.
Yes.
I don't know that I would call it a good job.
Well, it could be.
It could be.
If Lauren Montgomery was at Broken Arrow.
But I'm saying walking into it, you're going to have to be a cat that's got some energy.
Yep, I agree.
And you know what kind I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Big energy.
You got that big energy. walking in there because there's like you said, there's absolutely zero runway. There's zero ramp up time. We're going to win now.
Yeah.
Right? That's just expected.
Got no choice.
Got no choice.
Yeah, you have to.
Dallas says, I guarantee Dane doesn't go to BA. He is from Texas. Thank you for letting us know he's from Texas. Guaranteed is a
big word.
Is a big word. He's 31. I think he wants to get into coaching. Coach Alexander has been doing this for a long time. His
What better
first year
way-
as a head coach. I don't think Coach Alexander is going anywhere anytime soon unless it's a really good college job.
And what better way to get him if he let's say his goal is to go back to the Dallas area and back to Texas.
Yep.
What better way to go than having success as a head coach at the largest school in Oklahoma, just north of Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm not doubting Dallas.
No.
Dallas knows that side very, very well, knows all these guys very well. So I'm not doubting you, Dallas. I'm just saying.
Guarantee is a big one.
Guarantee is a big word.
Yeah.
Now, he may not be going right now, and who knows? Who knows his private life? I did notice he played in Canada football for several years. Yeah. Played for the Eagles for a year in the NFL, and then went up to Canada. Looked like he had a pretty good career in Canada. Played several years, but Owaso's a great job. Like you said, that head coach there, he's going to be there a long time for the foreseeable future. None of us believe Lauren's going anywhere. He's found his home in Bixby.
Yeah, Lauren Montgomery.
It's just, we know Lauren has no interest in, I don't think, any opportunity at the high school level other than Bixby High School, and I don't know why he would.
$400,000.
It's probably a little sarcasm, maybe.
$400,000?
Probably a little sarcasm, maybe.
$450,000.
Go where?
Broken Arrow.
Well, I'd go southeast for $450,000. Let's keep it 99.
Okay, yeah. So we'll see that one plays out. I'm sure that decision will be maybe early January I think they're going to let the football season play out. Obviously, you want to start interviewing some of these guys, and if it's an Owasso coach or a Bixby coach or a Jinx coach, you're going to have to wait to talk to any.
And that Bixby job pays what, around $150, $160 is what it's paid historically.
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
I mean, guys, that's good money to coach high school football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good money.
And if you're over at Lincoln Christian, that's a little more money you can tithe with, right?
That's right.
Grant Albers,
10% goes
Grant
up
Albers
a little more.
I like it.
didn't know football was still going on. Oh, yeah, Grant.
Grant.
It is warming up, that's for sure. So those are some names to look out for Sand Springs. The early part, this just happened this week, so we'll see how it plays out. Another big news, not necessarily Oklahoma, although there are some Oklahoma ties. Kevin Sperry, the former Carl Albert quarterback that led the Titans to the state championship last year, has decommitted from the University of Oklahoma and has made his commitment to the Florida Gators.
Florida State.
Florida State.
Yeah.
The quarterback left Florida. It was something that happened where the Florida quarterback guy with Florida State left, and now Kevin Sperry. It sounds like it was kind of a mutual type separation of Kevin Sperry wanting to go on and OU allowing that to go.
Well, stay tuned because I predict that will not be the last time Kevin Sperry changes where he says he's going.
Well, he's three high schools,
probably 3 colleges,
2 colleges before
he's ever graduated from high school,
which is not unnormal.
Correct.
Right now, but
the high school thing.
The high school thing, yeah, that's just again. When you say mutual, I guarantee you it's mutual.
Well, I will say this: we got to see him last year twice, live, right?
Yep.
Outstanding high school quarterback.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Never really got it though. For me personally, when I saw it, I mean, you can see he's a great player, but I'm going Power 4, really? I just can't.
I agree.
Now, and I'm not.
Not
begrudging the young man. He's going to go have a good college career. I just personally, and what do I know? I've won how many games, Chris, coaching?
0
in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah.
Varsity.
Yeah.
0.
So take it for what it's worth. But I just didn't see it. I mean, you saw flashes.
And again, I'm not trying to rip the kid either.
No.
But I've talked to some of his teammates and not big fans from what I'm hearing from some of his teammates. So again, that's something as a young man he's going to have to learn how to build those relationships with his teammates as well instead of whatever happened over there at Carl Albert. But yeah, I thought he was a pretty dang good player, and I think he's going to be real good somewhere.
There's a great comment there from Nick. That's interesting to me.
Well, I got some follow-up to Nick.
Yeah.
Nick says, would love to see Jamarian Ficklin as a Sooner. So,
Stand by on that.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Ficklin, his nickname is Bird. And so doing a little work. He was at Utah last week for their football game. So from what I understand from the recruiting gurus out there, on Wednesday morning, OU told Ficklin, hey, best of luck. We're looking to move on. Thursday, Kevin Sperry decommits. OU calls Ficklin back on Friday, which is not a good look for the Sooners, by the way. And I think they're going to arrange a formal visit for Jamarian Ficklin.
Yeah, they're going to offer him that.
He's been there. He's had several unofficial visits there.
Correct. I think this one's about to be official.
And I think that's kind of just keep his foot in the door just in case there was a decommitment. They kind of pulled the trigger a little quick on him, but
see, I can see him showing up there and maybe not. And if he's stuck, not ending up as a quarterback at OU, but doing something as an athlete or a DB
and don't forget,
wideout. He is extremely athletic. He's going to want to play quarterback.
Yeah, Utah did offer Ficklin, last week I think it was, Chris?
Yeah, and he was there at Utah.
So he was there this week.
And there'll be more offers coming. One Power 4 offers, there'll be more to come.
Yeah, people will start looking.
Yeah.
I got a curveball for you.
Okay.
Oh, you still looking for an offensive coordinator?
Yes, sir.
One of the names that's being thrown around as an offensive coordinator candidate for the Sooners, Georgia Tech Buster Faulkner. Guess who's committed to Georgia Tech?
Grady Adamson.
And Grady Adamson, look, I watched a whole bunch of his game against Owasso, and he looks really, really good.
Yeah.
He looks the part. He's 6'3", strong arm. So that's a name to watch out as well, Grady Adamson.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Yeah, and right now, I mean, you would think Jackson Arnold just finishing his freshman year, you'd be going, well, but there's some unknowns in the quarterback room in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think he probably needs a fresh start.
I think
agree.
Ficklin with an OU offer would be highly interested in that. I think Grady Adamson is neutral on all of his selections right now. David McCombs is another name at Memorial. We'll see him in the state semifinals this week. It sounds like he's pretty solid on the Jayhawks.
I talked to a buddy of mine I grew up in Kansas, talked to a buddy of mine that's a big Jayhawk guy, and he said that since the day he signed, all they're hearing in Lawrence, Kansas, and he would know this because he's good friends with people in the athletic department, is he's 100% firm.
Yeah.
I mean, he is 100% firm going to KU. Now, we've heard that from people in the past.
Sure.
Yeah, the Underwood kid was firm with LSU until Dave Portnoy got involved.
Well, and what's different now, obviously, is NIL. That's what's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's harder to stay firm until you get that last big offer.
Yeah.
But he's the real deal. Now, I think he'd be a better fit at a KU. The kid McCombs. I think he'd be a better fit at KU.
Yeah, because what happened anyway with him is if he would have committed to a bigger Power 4 team and not get to play, he's going to end up being at a place like Kansas anyway. So I think it's a great start. Yeah. Then if you get better, then you can move up.
Well, I'm really liking the Adamson kid after watching him really close.
Yeah.
His size and his
I've
arm,
always
his
liked
ability.
him,
He made some
legit.
great plays against that. So it's interesting on that. Of course, OU needs to find an offense coordinator, and they might bring in a wishbone coordinator. Who knows?
I didn't realize this. Has Dana Holgerson been with the Cornhuskers all year?
No.
That's recent.
Yes. Yep.
Because Dana Holgerson, and I know he's a wild man, but that guy's a heck of an offensive coordinator.
Tony Wilson says, looks like Jaden Nichols took a trip to KU
He
also.
committed.
He's committed to KU.
He is committed to the Kansas
Two
Jayhawks.
sports.
Two-sport commit.
Says he's going to play both. Yep.
Yeah,
Gonna play
we'll
both.
see if that happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely see that. So, all right, those are some of the news off the field, and boy, there was a lot of great stuff that happened on the field. It's kind of a different week this week because there's 12 football games. We'll be picking 10 of those here in a little bit, but you have 5A, 4A, the A's, and the C teams on a bye week.
Taking a week off. Enjoying Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. So we'll talk about the Wagner Bulldogs and the Elgin Owls. That's next week's semifinal, but I was watching the Wagner game. Yeah, Charbonneau hobbled the entire ball game with an ankle injury.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback and a linebacker, did not play any defense at all.
They'll enjoy this week.
The way the bye week was the perfect week for Charbonneau. He was gutsy. I mean, he was hurt. I mean, he couldn't barely walk, but then he delivered great passes and he wasn't real effective running. He didn't run a whole lot. They knew to try to keep him, but they kept him off the defensive side in their victory over Clinton. But that is a huge...
Well, how snake bit has Wagner been?
Yeah, Alex, Shield Knight got hurt earlier this year with the broken leg. So Wagner is so happy to have a bye week this week. So we can talk about that and a whole lot more. So Grant's still going Elgin by 50. I think he went down a few points a couple of weeks ago.
By 80 at one point. I think got down to 30.
He was 30. He was firm on 35 for a while, but now he's going 50.
Well, I will say this. There's a guy down there that leads that Wagner team that's got a whole bunch of gold trophies. I wouldn't bet against him. I mean, he's going to figure out ways to make it a competitive game. I would be highly surprised if they get blown out.
Yeah, Dale Condit, his name actually, I heard someone say his name for the Broken Arrow job. His name is on the football field at Wagner.
Hard to leave a place where your name's on the field. And he gets very well taken care of at Wagner.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's take our opening time out here on the High School Huddle. We are sponsored. Our title sponsor is Red River Roofing, along with our other great sponsors as well. We're going to start getting into some of the action last week. We're going to take a look at the bracket and start breaking this stuff down as we get ready for some state semifinal games this week. All neutral sites. All the games will be on the NFHS network. We might dive into a little bit of that as well. But we need to get our opening time out. This is the High School Huddle presented by Red River Roofing.
At home, the office, or your commercial building, you want a professional roofing contractor you can trust. Red River Roofing Siding and Windows has been the Oklahoma leader in residential and commercial roof repair, maintenance, and replacement for over 2 decades. Partnering with the best manufacturers to offer the best roofing systems with the best warranty protection and the best financing plan in the industry. Avoid the high volume of underqualified, untrained contractors and call Red River Roofing Siding and Windows today.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471. Welcome back, High School Huddle, segment 2. Ronnie, Phil, and Chris. Appreciate everyone checking us out here on our YouTube channel, Second Banana Media. Also on our Facebook page, High School Huddle. If you can give us a thumbs up, share, any type of thing, I certainly think would help. We get set for the 12 semifinal games this week. Remember, other schools or other games are in a bye week. And so a lot of, it happens every year. So the NFHS network, we'll kind of go into this here a little bit here. There's been a lot of stuff on social media. It happens every single year at the football state playoffs. Also happens at the basketball state playoffs. It happens. So the NFHS network has the rights to all the postseason championships for the OSSA. Not just football, not basketball. We're talking cheer, track, volleyball, game day cheer, all those
I believe
sports.
that goes for all 50 states as well, right?
Yeah, not all 50.
48, I believe.
40 plus.
Yeah, 40 plus.
I thought the OSSA just picked winners and losers.
No.
It's not like that. Oh,
and so the NFHS network had a bid, and they won the bid for a, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 year. I don't know what that. I don't know the information on that. So
it was a long time.
It's very similar. It's very similar to ABC and NBC and CBS bidding for the college football playoffs. Obviously, ABC has that contract, so ABC gets all the college football playoffs. They have a super majority of all the bowl games, and so they have those rights, those games. Well, for the NFHS network and for the championships and all, we'll just focus on football right now. They have the first right of refusal. So the first couple rounds of the state playoff games, the network passed up on those to broadcast those. And so the schools, or the broadcast companies who do the schools, like we do Guthrie, we did Guthrie on our platforms. And so now with the playoffs here, the network says we will now broadcast those games. And so just like our Guthrie Blue Jays play next week, they're on a bye. That will not be on Guthrie News page. That will be on the NFHS network because the network has picked up that game as well as the state championship games as well. So that's no matter what we're going to say, I'm just kind of let everyone know the facts, and people are going to like it or not like it, and they're going to say what they want to say. But that's how the process works. Not just football. That happens, I've been at cross country, it's all sports. So that's how the network does that. So, and part of that is you want a neutral broadcast. It is an OSSAA event. It is an OSSA playoff event. It's not a Guthrie event. It's not a Wagner event. It's not a Jinx event.
A memorial event.
It is OSSAA event. And so that gets into how does the OSSA look at sites? And this is another thing that has blown up on social media. And again, we're just kind of give you the information on what that looks like. And you can have your opinions. I'm not going to change your opinion, but at least everyone who doesn't know what's going on can have an idea. So we'll use 6A1 as the biggest example. Owasso and Jinx will play at 1 o'clock at Claremore. And then Ed Memorial and Bixby will play at Claremore at 7 o'clock. Obviously, you want the same class being played at the same field. That helps at best case scenarios. Can't always happen, but that's the deal. So when it was announced at Claremore, a lot of people were upset that it was in Claremore and not a bigger stadium. And so what the OSSA does is they put out an email, a flyer, or whatever it is, to ask, would your school be willing to host a playoff game if your team is not, playing? So I can tell you, for the 6A1 example, Tulsa University was not interested, and it is tough this week because tomorrow is Thanksgiving and the next day is Friday. Chapman Stadium is a little bit bigger process, concession stand workers, security, parking. It is a little bigger task to do that. So the University of Tulsa did not. They said, hey, for whatever reason, I don't know, they might not want it. They
may not make money on it.
That's another part coming up as well. So they pass. Well, Union has a $35 million stadium, and Union declined. They
said no, thank you
for whatever reason. Do you want Jinx celebrating the semifinal on your field? Do you have workers? I don't know the answers to that. I can get on social media and make up my own thing if I want to do it. I don't know the answer, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's Broken Arrow's huge. Well, Broken Arrow didn't put in. So it would be great to be at those places, but those places got to be willing to have the OSSAA. I can tell you Claremore put it in, and I can tell you Claremore is doing everything they can to put on a great show for these games. They have been working all week long.
Yep, sure have.
We're doing the broadcasts. We're all going to be doing the broadcast on Friday in Claremore, and I've gotten 3 phone calls from the AD asking this, and this, and that's just the broadcast part. He has a whole bunch of other stuff to do. So Claremore is doing everything they can to make this a great day for high school football in the 6A level. With that, also, you have people upset that the OSSA is just money hungry, going after that schools lose money. That is not the case. Schools do not lose money when they host these games. I can tell you, for example, Claremore will get a percentage of every ticket sold at that ball game. And Claremore will go out and itemize their game clock keeper, their security, their chain gang, their gatekeepers. And they'll write down they'll itemize it. They'll say this person worked this game and they did this and they get $70 per game, or whatever it is. They turn that into the OSSAA. OSSAA cuts them a check for those game day operations on top of ticket sales. And then the schools also make all the money on concession stand sales. So it's not the OSSAA trying to, they're not there to hurt the opposing or the host schools. They're helping them out. Those schools are obviously doing a huge service for the OSSAA to host, because it takes a lot of game day operations to put on the operations. So I just want to put that out there. There's going to be some people that are not going to be happy no matter what the situation is. I just want to be fair to the OSSAA, because they're obviously not going to get on there and start going on social media, because it's a win.
It's a lose-lose.
When you're in those situations, when you have to make decisions for over 400 schools and 2 million high school football fans, whatever it is, you're not going to make everybody happy.
I'm just going to say this, and I have no dog in the fight with OSSAA as far as I don't have any reason to say this. I mean, I've got friends there. A lot of us have friends there. But these are people that choose to get up every day and go to work to support the student athletes in every school in the state of Oklahoma.
Professionals too. I mean,
this is their profession. Yeah. They don't. It doesn't matter to them if we play at Booker T or Broken Arrow or Union or Jinx or Jelsma or they don't care. But it seems like there's always somebody that has to be upset about something.
Yeah.
And it just it's ridiculous. I mean, we're not going to mention any names. But there's some people that are very vocal this week about how and and there's a lot of things that could be said, but I think Chris said it really well. Nobody's going to change anybody's mind on here, so we won't spend any time talking about him specifically. But I just wish they'd take a breath and realize that this is, first of all, it's about the kids.
Yeah,
it's not about the people doing the broadcast. It's not about the officials. It's a little bit about the officials because they work hard, but it's really ultimately about the kids.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you ever talk to any of the brass at the OSSAA, anytime you talk about this kind of stuff, it's always about the kids. Like they want to do what's best for the teams that are coming to these places. It's never been about them or whatever. And again, if you've ever talked to the people in charge of there, you would completely understand that as well.
In 5 minutes.
In 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long to figure out. That staff does a tremendous job. I think it's the best staff we've had, at least in the 25 years I've been associated with Oklahoma and Oklahoma sports. Yeah. They're big time.
Nick has a good question that's asked often. He says, I think the only ones I found to be really odd as a neutral site was Choctaw and Sand Springs playing in Wagner. So the way that works, Nick, is, and you might know this already, but for those who don't, the OSSAA switches east side and west side every year. So this year, it was the Tulsa area in the even year to host a neutral game. Next year it'll be on the west side. So if this game was next year between Choctaw and Sand Springs, it would be played in the Oklahoma City or the west side of that. So and you got, remember, Wagner was willing to host. So you got to find spots that are willing to host, and so that makes trying to get as even as they can. I know Wagner and Elgin, when you look at the state of Oklahoma, they're going to be playing in Ada next week. So that's a pretty good compromise. But it's going to be on the east side this year. Next year, it's going to be on the west side. So that's how the east-west splits there. So Tony says he would go to defense of the OSSAA. Chris Frost says, "Come on, name names."
Chris, boy, do we like to? But we're going to take the high road.
Nick says, also think about that awesome how awesome that environment will be at Claremore for Jinx and Wausau. Smaller stadium, it will be absolutely packed.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, I can see. It's like your classic small school football. The stands are packed. People are up and down the lines. If you haven't been to small school football, it is one of the coolest things.
It's awesome.
It's so cool to be at those.
It's so awesome.
So, Leslie says, haven't missed a game all season. I might just pay for it. So excited for the Jays. What is coming? What is one-time or yearly subscription? Leslie's talking about the NFHS network. And that's the cool thing about the NFHS network. We talked about, I think $11.99 or $12.99.
Yeah, it's $11, $11, $12.
$11, $12 a month for 30 days. And if you don't want to travel, you can sit on your couch and watch football game after football game after football game. Not only this week, but next week and the next week and the week after that. I mean, it is 30 days subscription. Then you can cancel that 30 days. And then when basketball postseason gets here, or that's even a whole lot more. So,
I mean, look at it this way: if you go to one live playoff game, it's $10.
$10, yeah.
If you go to, it's lifestyle, Chris.
Sorry.
If you go to NFHS, you're going to get to see every state championship game, semifinals, for the same money.
Yep.
And not only that, I'm pretty sure you can, if you want to see some even maybe bigger high school football, you can watch the state championships in Texas, can't you? Or is that a different separation?
It's nationwide. It's not just Oklahoma.
So I mean, if you didn't get your fill with Oklahoma, you can check out some of those big time programs in Texas too.
Chris, sorry, I meant to get to T-Fred here. We'll get to Chris in a second. Leslie, T-Fred lets us know it's $11.99 for a month and $79.99 for the year. So thank you,
T-Fred. Would be the way to go.
Appreciate that. Now we can get back to Chris here. East Central is about 2 hours from Elgin, 220 for Widener when I checked Google Maps. Win-win.
Yeah.
Win-win. Yeah. So it might have been the closest willing host site as well. So.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm glad we talked about this because there has been some confusion, and I won't say confusion. I think some chosen confusion because some people just wanted to throw a little temper tantrum.
And it happens when someone makes a post, and then you have that person makes a post. They have all their friends and their buddies in that one group, and so
what do you call that? An echo chamber?
Yeah.
Get the same 12 people yelling about the same thing.
Yeah. So those are the things off the field that we wanted to get on here. I know we still got to talk about on the field, but a lot of big parts that happened this week in high school football that we want to make sure we get out there.
But how good's high school football right now?
It's been pretty darn good. The D1 level has been great. The storylines have been awesome this year. It's been really great to see.
I got to say this. We got to go watch the Sooners this past weekend, beat Alabama.
Yep.
I walked in. I looked at young Lance Evans. I said, "What are you thinking, buddy?" He says, "Alabama by 3 touchdowns." I said, "Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good." Boy, were we all surprised. It was a good night to be a Sooner fan. And
never any doubt.
In Norman, Oklahoma, it was a good night. Good football game.
Nick says, people may complain, but they're going to travel regardless if they are able to. Yep. And, if you're not able to travel, then, the network has them there.
Yeah.
T-First says, I think some schools are upset about the NFHS network having the rights is that if you're on a non-NFHS network broadcasting schools, you will have to pay a fee to broadcast the games. Yeah. T-Fred, I had to pay for ESPN Plus if I want to watch some other games that are not on cable TV.
Right.
I have to pay for the Disney Channel. I have to pay for
Netflix. Yep.
There's a solution. Bid and get the contract. That is the solution. It's a big person world out there. All you got to do is put a bid in. If you got the most competitive bid and you can deliver the product like NFHS has proven they can, then you too can have the contract and do it the way you want to do it.
Remember, when you go for that, you can't just do the 4A semifinal game. You have to do that game day cheer at Moore High School. You're going to have to go to Jinx for the swimming, and you're going to have to go to Catoosa for the track. You're going to have to go to baseball.
You're going to have to go do volleyball games on Saturdays after you were out at 2 in the morning doing a football game the night before. All that. that really sexy stuff that everybody wants to do.
And then assign people to go do other games
Yeah.
you can't make it to.
Yeah. So be careful what you want.
Yep. Cody says Boomer, Leslie and Tony are saying hello to each other. Connor Phillips, Xavier Robinson is a future first-round draft pick.
Slow down, Connor.
Former Carl Edward Titan.
Stud.
Former Carl Edward Titan, making some headway with the Sooners offense, especially just runs a little bit different compared to the others. So,
and we've watched him for years, right? We've had the privilege of watching X for years at the high school level. He looks so different now.
I told you guys, Smitty's going to get a hold of him and make him look amazing.
His whole body looks different, but he looks so fast.
He is fast.
Well, you know what I mean? He looks faster than he did when he was in high school. I mean, significantly faster.
He probably is.
But, man, he looked the part Saturday night. It was, I think all of us were up there and watched him all through high school and had the privilege of calling some of his games. We're grinning from ear to ear every time he had success. X had a lot of people in the stands pulling for him, no doubt.
Yep. Couple touchdowns in the victory over Alabama. All right, I want to see some Andy Bass on TV. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Still hurt
for the Sooners anyway. Yeah. So, all right, let's take a next break here on the High School Huddle. Come back and look at the brackets. Take a look at some of last week's games and get ready for this week's games as well. This is the High School Huddle. Title sponsor, Red River Roofing.
Mom, Red River's gonna fix our roof.
Buddy, it's gonna be easy getting a quote after that storm. Have you seen those roofers?
I could get you a new roof. Wait.
It will be out of business next week.
Roofing!
Let's quit messing with these clowns and call Red River Roofing.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
At Mosquito Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
High School Huddle. Ronnie, Phil, and Chris getting set for some state semifinal games this week. Take a look back at some of the games as well. Real quick, Chris Frost, I guess the NFHS has a list of local productions in Oklahoma to find crews to cover the games. Yes, there will be crews out and about this week. Remember, the first 2 rounds, there's so many games. They don't have enough crews to cover that, production crews to cover that. But they do have crews this week. In fact, our crew that we do the Guthrie games will be in Claremore for the production of the 6A1 games there. So that's one example here, and there's a few others as well. So we appreciate those helping out. Okay, let's get into some of the games real quick, guys, and let's take a look at the I hope the surface. Yep, okay, it still works. Okay.
All right.
Take a look at the 6A1 games from last week, and Bixby absolutely takes it to Norman North, 59-14. We talked about that game. Norman North beat Moore the previous week, and Norman North, really good success. 0-6, did not quit throughout the year, got better as the season got on the schedule, allowed them to. But then, they're just that real heavy on their quarterback, Eshelman, and Bixby was able to take advantage of that, and they win that easily, 59-14. And then the West Side game, the West Side, Edmond Memorial, and Norman, the Bulldogs basically double up the Norman Tigers to advance to their first ever state semifinal game since the split with the Edmond schools. So congratulations to Coach Meredith and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Coach Meredith's first year back to Memorial and taking them to the semifinals. And I'll be honest with you, I think they got a shot Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they got a shot.
No doubt. When McColl's back there,
well,
they're always going to have a shot.
When you got that cat, you're in the game. But congratulations to both Norman and to Norman North, both, right? But Norman really had a great year. Fantastic year. Defeating Bixby, had some big wins. Really did some cool things. A lot they can build on as well.
Top 5 team pretty much all year. After the first couple of weeks, they kind of showed out.
Yeah, it's just, you get in the playoffs and, Memorial is playing really good football. Yeah. Really good football.
Yeah, Norman's best season since 2019, I think, and most wins since 2012, if memory serves me correct there. So the other side of the bracket, the Owasso Rams take down Deer Creek 40-26, win by a couple touchdowns there over the Deer Creek Antlers, who just continue to battle injuries this latter part of the season. And then Jeeks just run rules Union 42-7. KD Jones, the junior running back for the Trojans, I think 23 carries, 202 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just seemed run angry. And remember, there was 6 former Jinx players suiting up for Union. So I'm sure that's a little bit of sweet revenge for Jinx, including quarterback Shaker Rising.
Shaker, I wonder if he's standing over on the sideline going, dadgummit.
He wins the state championship his freshman year.
Yeah.
And so it just shows you how tough it is to win those state championships. You get it as a freshman.
Not always grass, not always greener on the other side.
Still got to mow it.
Got to mow it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Go to work.
So,
how good is Jinx playing?
Oh, my. Yeah.
I'm glad we changed our picks.
We do. No.
I'm just saying.
Might get a hat still.
With all the
We're Wasso.
With the transfers, Tuttle hit the ground running with all their transfers coming in playing good. I think it's taking Jinx that they've moved some things on the offensive line. The Kester kid, he's a Division I kid, probably going to be a center, but he's having to play left tackle. I think they had to shuffle some things there. Owen Jones, the UCO quarterback, he's playing good.
He's starting to play a lot better.
KD has gone to a different level. His dad called him out on a podcast a couple weeks ago. His dad, Keywan Jones. So,
okay, just real quick. Can you imagine the conversations in that living room?
Yeah.
And Keywan's one of the best to ever do it in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was listening to some college guys talking about, Keywan or KD going into OU. The wow factor when he goes in there is not like some kids go in the OU locker room or OSU locker room. Oh, wow, this is cool. And, look at all this food. KD has been a player that's been in and out of those locker rooms his entire life because of his dad. So it's kind of a business trip for him. So I think he had that mindset. But he seemed to run a little angry against the rival Redhawks.
Yeah, well, and listen, it just feels like Oklahoma high school football when Jinx or Union is in the mix. It just does.
Yeah, they've been in the mix for a long time with the two schools. So we'll see if Owasso can beat Jinx for the second time this season. Also went in the Jinx and won that contest earlier in the year, second or third game of the season. And then we'll see who gets to that state championship game on the other side with Bixby and Edmond Memorial. We'll see how it plays out. 6A2 football. And we made it, guys. We made it to the Final Four. It's been
it's the same 4 teams we've been saying all year.
Yeah, 5 through 12. They had some great games when they played each other. When they played the Big Four, they had a hard time.
Yeah.
And so now we're to the Final Four. And we're picking both of these games here in a little bit. Got a lot of game notes to talk about here. Sand Springs, no issues with Piedmont. Sapulpa shut out by Choctaw. Muskogee with Pump City, 0-0 at halftime.
That was a weird game. I don't know what happened down there, but that's weird.
Yeah, that was 0-0 at halftime. And then Stillwater takes it to PC North, 49-14. So there we go. Choctaw versus Sand Springs at Wagner High School, and Muskogee versus Stillwater at Catoosa High School. I got some really, really cool notes coming up on these 2 games here in a little bit. But remember, the big game this year in 6A2 was the Choctaw-Stillwater game. Choctaw won that game, so they don't have to see Muskogee until the finals. That's why Stillwater has the Roughers in the semis on Friday.
Yeah.
So a whole lot more on these games here in just a little bit. Dallas with an early suggestion here. You like Sand Springs shot to make it to the big game.
Oh.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Sand Springs. Yeah, I got some notes that very, very interesting on Sand Springs.
Oh, I mean Charles Page.
Huh? What's that?
It means Charles Page.
Yeah, you mean Charles Page. Yeah. I think that's what he meant.
Charles Page. Yeah.
Take a look at Class 5A football. Remember, Class 5A is off this week, so we won't spend a whole lot of time on them this week, but we will tell you how things went last week. A great ball game between Newcastle and Pryor.
Yeah, it was.
Newcastle with the late win there over Pryor. That game was in Newcastle. So Newcastle, first year in 5A, they're in the state semifinals. No big deal for them. I think this is the first state semis since 2004, if I recall correctly. So congratulations to the Racers. The Guthrie Blue Jays go on the road up in Tulsa, take down Booker T. Washington, 29-20 between 2 really, really good defenses. Guthrie led at halftime 15-14. And then turned it on in the second half with a couple scores there. So Guthrie's 2 best victories on the entire season have come in their last 2 games in the playoffs with victories over Lubbock MacArthur and Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, those games are going to be, that game in particular is going to be an amazing ball game. But I think the Guthrie-Newcastle game matchup-wise is going to be, I think we got 2 phenomenal ball games in 5A football.
2 great matchups next week.
Yeah.
Guthrie will play at Putnam City. And Carl Albert and Del City will play at PC North. Carl Albert, no issues with Claremore, 45-14. Del City shuts out McGinnis, 66-0. The people that we've talked to, everyone knows who McGinnis. T-Fred says it might have been one of the worst games ever with all the turnovers.
A lot of turnovers.
I watched the first half. I couldn't muster even thinking about the second half. And that was, Del City's very good, very athletic, but McGinnis lost that game.
Yeah, and sometimes that just happens.
It happens. It sucks. Snowball just gets bigger and bigger.
And unfortunately for McGinnis, it didn't happen week 0 or week 1. It happened in the state quarterfinals.
Same thing with Guthrie last year against Del City in the second round.
Just laid the ball down, just everything they did fell apart. It was just one of those games. You can't explain it. Stuff just happens. And, everybody assumes that Carl Albert's just going to waltz in and pick up another gold ball. And listen, odds are they probably will. Odds are they probably will. But we got to live through in 2002 a championship game with the Blue Jays, team that we call on Friday nights. They had no right beating that Booker T team in the state finals. Agree?
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, there was absolutely nobody.
It was domination, though.
and then we went over and just punched him in the mouth. So you just never know what's going to happen. Never know.
Del City's a monster, though. Chris Dotson says on Facebook. Agree. I think, I really like Carl Albert's defense in that match.
And I'll say this.
We'll talk about that next week.
I'll say this about those 2 games. I'll say it again next week. But I think Del City has a better chance, believe it or not, winning this game than they did the state championship game.
I agree. Because
in the state championship game, Carl Albert's a different team, okay? They're just completely different. This time, it's a semi game. And I think they would have a better shot of winning this instead of a state championship game against Carl Albert.
Well, and this isn't a typical Carl Albert offense either. You don't have an X in the background. You don't have a 4-star quarterback like McGinnis, or excuse me, Carl Albert did last year in Sperry. You still have those other 3 big studs, and you have a bunch of other guys that are just outstanding high school football players.
That'll be good.
Chris, what's your favorite player at Carl Albert?
JT Remoto?
No, playing right now. You love the kid. I'm going blank.
Oh, Kane Davis?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Davis. So this kid's a great football player. But it's not the same Carl Albert offense. So if somebody's going to sneak up and get him, it's going to have to – I mean, this is a better year to get him than last.
Yeah.
I will say this, and we'll have more time to talk about it, but I after watching Del City and McGinnis, I like Carl Albert.
I do too.
really, really do like Carl Albert from what I saw. So we'll have time to think about that.
I'm trying to make people tune in next week, Chris.
I know. I'm just telling you, Del City's got some good athletes, but
I did well.
I think I'm even more so on Carl Albert. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
All right, Class 4A football, here we go. We have waited for it. We were going to see who the fourth team was to join Elgin, Wagner, and Tuttle. That answer is the Bethany Broncos as they take it to 30-6. And so Bethany and Tuttle, another rematch there. These teams are off this week. These are next week games. But Tuttle, Bethany be a good one. And, of course, there will be a state championship game played on Friday night at 7 o'clock at UCO on the same night as Elgin and Wagner, but a lot of eyeballs will be on the Elgin-Wagner game. Wagner shuts out Clinton 29-0 after Clinton had the impressive win over Blanchard in the first round, 21-20. And Wagner shuts out Clinton without Charbonneau being on the defensive side of the football and injured and hobbled. The injury to Charbonneau happened early in the first quarter. He was hobbled. I mean, it was I thought maybe he wasn't going to come back and play, but he kept playing. So he will definitely enjoy this week off. And then Elgin shuts out Salsa 49-0. Yeah. So no surprise there. Elgin and Wagner in the state semifinals.
We've been waiting for Elgin and Wagner, whether it be the semis or the state championship, since week 1. So, I mean, I can't wait for that one.
Tuttle's sitting over there, guys. I mean, Tuttle's...
They are, absolutely.
Tuttle's sitting over going, you guys just keep talking about Elgin and Wagner.
And we will.
Just keep talking about them. But seriously, Tuttle's a darn good football team. I mean, a darn good football team. We've had them third I think maybe even from week 1.
Yeah.
Week 0 in 4A, and we had Elgin and Wagner flipping back and forth in that 1-2 spot most of the year. Wagner most of the year been 1, but Tuttle's very capable of beating either one of these teams. So, I mean, 4A is very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it is. And Wagner, I mean, it's not just they have some great athletes on both sides of the football. I was able to watch them for a good part of the game last week in the victory over Clinton. Clinton had a great quarterback, a running back, Zayden Collins, I think. I think it's Collins. They drove the ball down well, just couldn't put any points on the board, and then Wagner just kind of slowly drifted away from Clinton. So it'll be a classic matchup. It's not just Charbonneau and Alex Shieldknight, but it's not even that climate. They're more than that. Those are the go-to guys. Of course, Shieldknight's out for the year with the injury, but Charbonneau has to get healthy for Wagner to have a chance. So it'll be a great matchup with Elgin, who continues to roll. Lauer, the great quarterback, Ritzenmeyer. You got the Tennessee commit on the offensive line. And those are the guys who get all the publicity. But that offensive line for Elgin, there are some great players on that we don't even talk about a whole lot as well. So
and then you got
it'll be a classic matchup.
And then you got the 12th man, those Elgin fans.
Oh, boy.
Man, they're a different level. Those Elgin fans.
But Wagner fans in the state championship games
Wagner
bring it too.
But this is the difference, right? And I don't think you can't overlook this. Wagner's going to a semifinals game going, all right, we got one more before we get to the game that matters. Elgin, every game matters. I mean, now that could be good or bad, right? But Wagner's been there. They're used to being. They are state championship or bust every year.
Yep.
I mean, so it's the old blue bloods, if you will, against the up and comers.
Those games are next week, so we got plenty of time to dive into those games here on the High School Huddle. Move down to Class 3A football. They are playing this week. They were playing state semifinal games this week. And by the way, we are picking both of these 3A games, so we'll have a lot of notes on these games here in just a little bit. But Heritage Hall takes down Holland Hall, no issues there. Lincoln Christian cruises over a good Pauls Valley team, 49-7. I'll tell you how good those Lincoln Christian Bulldogs are here in a little bit. Sulphur, no issues with Idabel, 53-21. Ronnie's Warriors are now in basketball season. And Shakota takes down Bristow, 35-32. Bristow scores a touchdown, a little over a minute. Looks like they're going to win and go on to the state semifinals. But Elijah Thomas, the OU commit, his numbers have been gaudy all season long. We'll have those numbers here in a little bit. But he scores a game-winning touchdown from 76 yards out with less than a minute to beat Bristow, 35-32. And so sometimes it just comes out, especially in these 3A and blower, sometimes when you have the best player on the field, they're simply going to make plays and win it for you.
Yeah, I had a buddy at that game, and I sounded like more. It was kind of more like a short dump or whatever, and he just took off. And he said he's the real deal. And this guy I'm talking about, he played college. He played college football at Oklahoma State. Oh, and he said he's the real deal. Yes,
he looks the real deal.
So
on video,
he said he watched the game and he goes, everything about him is really, really good.
He stands out.
Yeah, he definitely does.
He definitely stands out.
Definitely does.
He was fun to watch. I saw a little bit of his highlights on social media. He is definitely fun to watch. So we'll be having more information on those 3A games here in a little bit. I want to mention here real quick, Nick Owen says the Bristow broadcast was hilarious. Not sure what that means, but now in the semis, you got to have neutral broadcasts. That's the other good thing about having the network. They are supposed to be neutral.
Supposed to be neutral.
Well, the long email says that. Phil, you get your email?
Huh?
You got your email?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I felt like I did when I got my notice I was deploying for the first time in the military. I said, oh, good Lord. This is serious. I got to write a letter to my family, tell them goodbye.
A lot of emails this week. Chris Frost says, first time in the semis for Elgin, making history now. So,
Yes, congratulations to them.
That is a big deal.
Yeah,
that is a big deal. And that kind of factors in. That is a factor.
Sure
first
it is.
There's no doubt about that.
But also there's that momentum, right?
Yep. All right, 2A1 football game. We'll have more information on these games as well. But here's what happened. Millwood beats Chandler 22-7. Millwood begins the football game with a long touchdown, and they're up 6-0, but they wouldn't score for a little while. In fact, Chandler took the lead 7-6 before Millwood and their athletes just simply made plays, and they beat Chandler by 2 scores to advance to yet another state semifinal. And Marlowe with a narrow victory over Kingston, 27-21. Other side of the bracket, Washington, no issues with Kiefer. Kiefer, a good team, but Washington beats them by 34 points. And the Metro Christian in a good one with Jones, 27-21 to set up Washington Metro in one state semifinal. Millwood, Marlowe in the other state semifinal. That will be played this Friday night for all 4 teams, and we'll have more information on that here in a little bit. So Millwood, Washington trying to get back to that state championship game. All right, going here real quickly. We're trying to run out of time here. 2A2 football. Take a look at that bracket, and we lost an undefeated team. Stroud, not them. No, definitely not them. They beat Salina 56-21. No issues there. There are the Davis Wolves, and 4 lost Davis Wolf teams beat Adair 27-24. Adair's first loss of the season eliminates them from the playoffs as the Warriors are now done in 2A2 football. What a run they had. Other side of the bracket, the Colcord Hornets take on Vian. Colcord took down Holdenville 36-14. Remember, Holdenville won the district championship by beating Davis, and then Colcord wins by 22 points in the second round to set up the matchup with the number 1 team in this class, the Vian Wolverines. They had no issues with Beggs, 35-7. More information on these games here in a little bit.
My 2A bracket has been completely blown up. I had Adair getting in the finals. I had Holdenville beating Colcord. I failed miserably, Ronnie.
Mine's perfect.
Yeah, well, of course it is. You're the nucleus.
So
but,
those are.
But David, you've been on the Davis wagon, and
I jumped off.
You jumped off because they were just like, I just can't. And then today I looked at you and I said, Davis, I said, those suckers are going to end up in the finals. And he goes, God, I knew it.
You got to stay firm. You're a Cubs fan. You got to stay firm. I've always been with Ida Bell and I've always been with Colcord. You just got to stay with your teams.
I never realized that. You are a Cubs fan. You're built for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you should never back away from your teams.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a different team every week. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
Whoever gives them asks for a dip.
That's right. I love Brent Venables.
Nick says, when the touchdown was scored by Shakota at the end, the reactions of the Bristow broadcast were great. Should have clarified that. Oh, okay. You know what? I might have to go back and check
we'll
it
have
out.
to watch that.
I've watched so many different broadcasts for different many reasons, and I didn't catch
Smaller school announcers are typically pretty funny.
Yeah. It's one of those deals. Streaming has been a great. We're up against a break. Coming back when we come back is top 10 games of the week. There's 12 games. We're picking 10 of them, and they are not the 6A1 games. We'll talk about them, but we're not picking them. But back in the day, it was radio. In the radio days, it was true professional broadcasters.
Right.
Now, the streaming has been great because now everybody gets to stream, but it's not necessarily people who grew up in journalism or broadcasting that are broadcasting the game. So you do run into some great comments. We were talking about some during the break, actually.
So good.
That are very interesting. Some that are embarrassing.
They cross lines.
Lines. It's not.
Cross real lines.
So streaming has been great, but there's some things.
Yeah, there's good and bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good and bad.
So
more good than bad.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, we're going to take our third and final timeout. When we come back, we are making state semifinal predictions for this week. And we'll also take a look at how we did in our games last week. This is the High School Huddle. At Mosquito and Pest Authority, our job is to keep you pest-free. Our signature mosquito control service and pest-proof barrier 360 service ensures that you aren't bothered by mosquitoes outside or pests inside. That's right, 2 brands, 2 services, only 1 visit needed. Don't believe us? We guarantee it, or we'll come back at no charge to you. No mosquitoes, no pests, no contracts, guaranteed. Call Ronnie and Sarah Phillips today at 405-916-0471.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. 1 taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
I have brought you here today to beg you to call Red River Roofing. They have the best trained staff in the state. The Red River sales consultants are experts that make sure every single roof is 100% waterproof.
I appreciate all your hard work.
Please save your questions for the end. In closing, call Red River today for your free inspection.
I'm convinced.
Red River Roofing. Even the kid gets it.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Final segments of the show. One of the popular segments of the entire night. A lot of stuff tonight.
A lot going on.
A lot of moving parts tonight. Yep. So appreciate everyone checking us out here again. Subscribe, like, thumbs up, all that great stuff.
Please.
I don't know if it does anything, but it certainly helps our.
Makes us feel good about
it. Makes his pockets richer.
Well, that's
not paid. No, me neither.
Well, we're down to 11 undefeated teams. Owasso, Muskogee, Carl Albert, Elgin, Tuttle, Wagner, Lincoln Christian, Washington, Metro, Stroud, Vian.
There'll be a lot fewer next
Woodland. Yes, there will be. Yes, there will be. All right, let's take a look how we did last week. Chris, 6-4. Ronnie and Phil each go 7-3. You see the overall numbers in the yellow there to the right. Oh, for our podcast people, I got to be fair to you. Chris is 86-44. Phil is 90-40, and Ronnie is 97-30.
Well, because I laid down that 1 week.
It's domination.
I took it for the team that 1 week.
It's domination.
Someone said, was it you, Chris? It was Chris. They call Carl Albert the University of Carl Albert.
University of Carl Albert. I like
the Palace on Post Road. Trust me, Carl Albert would love that.
It's a real thing.
Oh yeah.
They whatever OU does, they try to implement.
If they could get away with calling themselves the University of Carl Albert, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Hey, with winning comes privileges.
Yeah. I was in that gym this past weekend. A lot of banners.
A lot of banners over there.
Our formula would have Carl Albert in 6A2.
Yes,
and then eventually our formula would have Carl Albert in 6A1.
And guess what? They'd win 6A2. They would.
Yes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So now we begin. We have 12 games. We have 10 that we were picking. We are not picking the 6A1 games. We had that broadcast. Oh. I hope it comes down to the last second in both of them.
Yeah.
And we'll see the state championship game.
I just think we're very lucky. We're going to get to be a very small part, but a part of two phenomenal football games. I think matchup-wise, they're incredible. All four schools are going to break great fan bases. I love that it's at Claremore because, I don't know who said it earlier, but that smaller atmosphere is going to be insane.
Yep.
The folks at Claremore are doing great things all week, getting everything ready. It's going to be a first-class opportunity. So we're excited. Between two great football games.
Absolutely. Real quick, I wrote this down, so I might as well do it here. Last week, us three picked Pawnee over Cashin, Bethany over Ada, Hooker over Pecola, Vian over Beggs, Guthrie over Booker T. Washington, Jinx over Union. We did all three lose Davis and Adair, and all three of us lost Thomas and Hominy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thomas and Hominy.
Yeah.
Ronnie got the victory. Rejoice Christian over Fairview.
Yeah.
Blew them out.
Yeah, blew them out.
34-7.
My Fairview boys are done.
Any fool could have seen that coming.
Here we go.
You could have just said nothing.
You can't. Yeah, just take.
Now you sound like that guy we were talking about earlier. We're not naming.
Sorry.
Phil had Edmond Memorial.
That's right. The only one.
Any fool
could have picked that game.
There he goes. Chris, you got anything, Brad?
No, Chris is just going to shut up.
It just means more to Ronnie.
I'm always down to win. I'm always trying to win.
Tony, can you send me your notes from Muskogee versus Stillwater, please, and thank you.
Do your own homework.
I'm going to talk about them, and you can steal them, Tony, but I'm not. I guess I can take a picture.
Well, you got a lot of free time right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Just fire them over there.
Chris Frost, that Claremore score looks like money. Nice field, too. Chris Frost, well, he knows his high school football.
Yeah, he does.
Brand new turf at Claremore. It is very, very, very nice. And like I said earlier, Claremore is going all out for these Friday games. So be sure to check it out. Larry Phil's checking us out.
Our buddy Larry.
Larry probably missed my Carl Albert statement.
I think that might be why he's laughing.
Okay.
I think that's why he's got the
catching
laughing
up.
face.
Okay.
Yeah, he's catching up.
All right.
Larry, we still got to have lunch.
And, we'll have more on that Carl Albert Dale City game next week. All right, let's go to the top 10 games of the week. The first game, we will go to Class B, B1 football. The Hollis Tigers taking on the Dewar Dragons. Hollis 92 on the year, Dewar 10-1. Hollis are your B2 champions. Dewar your B4 champions. Hollis lost to Tipton, a Class C school. Also lost to Laverne. Laverne is a very high-powered team. Dewar's only lost to Walika, a B6 team down there. Hollis 40 points per game. Dewar scoring 45 per game. Hollis is allowing 11. Meanwhile, Dewar's only allowing 9. Dewar's last 8 games have been stopped. Mercy rule. 45 or more. Call them 45. Two great head coaches, Jeremy Robinson and Josh Ben, in this one. Hollis versus Dewar in a big B1 matchup. Ronnie?
Yeah, this is going to be the game of the week in B, all right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with Dewar. Like Dewar, they're having a great season so far, and plus they got that Cali County orange and black.
They do.
You got to go with that.
They do.
Got to go with the Cali County orange and black.
I like that. OSU, OU colors blending together there.
Yeah, we won't have logos for this one, so Dewar, Ronnie goes with Dewar.
It only makes sense, since Ronnie went with Dewar, that I go with Hollis. I'll take Hollis.
Go with Hollis.
In an upset.
Okay. And, I'll go with Dewar.
Yeah, that's the logical play.
I will go with Dewar in that one.
Just follow me, Chris.
Oh, boy. It's so bad.
All right. Our next game, game number 9, we stay in Class B, is the Garber Wolverines 9-3 taking on the Laverne Tigers 11-1 on the season. Laverne's only lost South Central in Kansas.
Well, don't mess around with those Kansas.
This is a rematch of the November 1 game between these two schools. Laverne won 50-0.
Laverne.
Garber. There was a time that Garber could not lose a football game, and they could not lose a basketball game. In fact, when they won the state championship in 2009, Ronnie, listen to this.
Okay.
They beat Laverne in the semis.
Ooh.
So Garber won state championship in basketball in 2010 and 2020. Laverne in the semis are looking to get to the state into the state championship for the 9th time in 13 seasons. Rematch of November 1. Phil, a lot. It's still the same month, so we can't even.
This is a tough one for me. Give me Tigers. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Give me Laverne.
I will go with Laverne as well in this matchup.
Yeah.
Not only because they're going to win, Laverne, a friend of mine at our local church is from Laverne, so going for Laverne.
Famous person from Laverne? Jane Giroux, Miss former.
Jane Giroux.
Jane
I haven't
Giroux.
heard that name
Who's she?
forever.
Miss Oklahoma back in the day.
Holy
Used
cow.
to be channel.
Like, how far back in the day?
60s maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. She used to be on Channel 5 News.
That's how I know her.
Blonde-haired lady?
An anchor.
I only remember her from news. I didn't know she was. I didn't know she
Miss
was.
Oklahoma
I didn't know
from
she was
Laverne.
Oklahoma. Okay.
She's a Tiger.
Go Tigers.
Jane Giroux. Wow.
Chris Frost has Laverne. T-Fred has Laverne. T-Fred says, I never imagined they'd be talking about 8-man football. Well,
So what you get the high school huddle.
and we're going to be, state championship games. We're going to be seeing these teams.
That's
So,
right.
All right. Game number 8. It is the Colcord Hornets 11-1 taking on the Vian Wolverines 12-0 on the year. This is a 2A2 matchup. Colcord, no state titles in any sport. They've been so close to getting over that hump. They just ran into some really, really good teams like they are this week against Vian. Vian, they won their state championship in 1971. They do have some cheer and track championships, but Colcord's lost this year, Adair on October 17th. They did have wins over Salina, Kansas, and Valiant.
Good wins.
Colcord 38-7 average score in the playoffs. So they've been playing very, very, very good. Vian, they have wins over 3A Eufaula, 2A Kiefer, and A Pecola. Very, very good wins there. Vian District Play have allowed 40 total points. Lost only 2 starters from last year's team. Got a great quarterback in Mason Wright. Of course, if you're Vian, if you're good, your last name has to almost be Wright. Last meeting was in 2015 in the second round. Vian won that one 55-22. Colcord, third semifinal. They're 0-2. 0-2. And
Chris, you're up.
I get to go first here. Vianne's been number one all season long. And if you're going to win a state championship, you got to win the state semifinals. So I'm going with Vianne.
Remember how I said just a few seconds ago that you always stick with your teams? I've been with Colcord for a long time. This is the exception. This is the exception. When they go against Vianne, you pick Vianne. I'm picking Vianne.
I always think of the jelly when I hear Colcord. Don't know why.
Me neither.
Why not Hornets?
Whoa. You need to fix that.
Colcord?
No, he went with
Vianne.
Oh, you went with Vianne.
Yeah, this is the exception.
Well, hold on. My computer always puts, when Colcord, it's the cells.
Oh, automatically.
Automatically. So I had to fix it. So my bad.
Yeah, I've had Vianne all year. I'm not changing. I'm with you guys, Vianne.
Ooh, Cody with the Colcord. Cody Young.
All right. Vianne. Kenny and Cody with the Colcords. Hornets.
Be a good upset. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
That'd be fun.
Not going to happen. All right, game number 7. The Stroud Tigers, 12-0, one of the few undefeated teams left, taking on the Davis Wolves. Davis, 8-4. Yeah. Stroud, undefeated, 12-0. Of course, Davis is not afraid to take down an undefeated team like they did last week.
That's right.
In Adair. Stroud, 2A5 champions. Davis, 2A6 runner-up. Holdenville got him. Stroud, victories over Chandler, Pawnee, Alva. Davis, victories, Beggs, and Adair. Although Davis started the year 0-3, lost to Pauls Valley, Sulphur, and Plainview. Eventually lost to Holdenville as well. Davis, 6 state championships. Their last one, 2014. Stroud, 4 state titles. The last one in 1981. For Davis, this is their first state semifinal since 2017. And Davis also has only 2 playoff wins in the last 5 years. They got 2 this year already.
Yeah.
How about that? Stroud's offense, good last year, good again. They're averaging 47 points per contest. Stroud's offense has been phenomenal. Nick, T-Fred, and Dallas are going with Stroud, fighting Eric Harlow's. Ronnie Phillips, you are on the clock.
You know, it just can't happen. Davis can't beat 2 undefeated teams 2 weeks in a row. It just can't happen. Right, Phil?
No.
It can't happen. Give me Stroud.
Yeah.
Give me Stroud. Take that as a challenge, Davis. And come on the show next week and let me have it.
Phil? Tony Wilson says, let's go Stroud.
Well, he's a Stroud fan, Tony Wilson. Loves Stroud. Everything about Stroud. He's Mr. Stroud.
Yeah.
Some would say.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I just...
You got nothing to lose, Phil. Go ahead.
No, I could end up last. But of course,
you are close.
But of course, second is the first last.
It means nothing. So
remember the pack. We can't let Chris.
But you want to go 10-0. That's
you do want to go 10-0.
That's the main thing. You don't.
I'm the only one that's win 10-0 this year. You know what?
Oh boy. Just say it. Let's go.
Give me Davis. I'm going to take Davis in the upset.
Wow. I picked Davis to win the state championship at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year. That had Adair beating them last week. I'm going to go Stroud.
Yep.
I think the offense for Stroud is just special this year. And I believe Stroud, Davis, good teams, lost to Holdenville. I think Stroud's probably going to be the best offense they've seen since the beginning of the year. So I'm going Stroud. I think they're just really, really hungry.
You think they beat them by a couple scores? Or do you think it's
I think it's a good game.
Good game.
I think it's a good game. I just think Stroud's too much offensively.
I think Stroud's going to win it by 10 points. Every time we go off the air, we always have this moment where we go, God, what was I thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if this is going to be it for Phil, but it could be. I'll let you know next week.
I think Davis wins in overtime. Davis wins in overtime.
Oh, wow.
Wait a second.
Triple?
Double overtime.
Okay. I like it.
39-38.
Hold on. 34-31.
Oh, thank you, Phil.
Yep.
2A1 matchup. Metro Christian, the other side, 2A1 as we take a look at the 2 games in 2A1. First one, Metro Christian, 12-0. Washington, 12-0. Patriots are 176-39. That's 82% winning percentage if you're counting at home, and I know you are. Under head coach Jerry McCoy, 17 seasons. He has 2 state championships, 6 undefeated regular season, including this year. Metro Christian, they are the 2A4 champs, 42 points per game. They beat Chisholm, Kesha Hall, and Chandler. But everybody's beating Chandler this year. Washington, 2A2 champs, 45 points per game. Overtime victories over Sulphur and Marlowe. And I say that to my Chandler fans because they had a tough schedule this year. Washington looking for the 5th straight title game. Washington quarterback, freshman, Creed Barrett, will go over 3,000 yards passing for the season this game.
Wow.
34 touchdowns to go with 6 rushing touchdowns.
Freshman.
And Washington has the state's longest win streak at 42 in a row. That's number 3 all-time in 11-man football. Metro Christian versus Washington.
It's me?
It's you.
You know, I've had Washington all year to win the state title. They've squeaked by in a few games this year, Chris.
Championship teams do that.
Been pushed over. That's exactly right, Ronnie. Thanks for stealing my thunder.
Oh, sorry.
But that's what championship teams do. They find a way to win. Washington beats Metro in a fabulous ball game late.
Yeah, I think it will be a fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it will be absolutely fantastic. Metro's going to put points on the board. It's just how they roll. In state championship games, when they get blown out, they put points on the board. They put yards in the air. Coach has them going every single year, and Coach McCoy. I think Washington is just enough good, but Washington cannot get into a scoring fest. If it's in the 30s or 40s,
Washington loses.
So Washington better make this a defensive game as much as you can against Metro Christian.
Yeah.
When I saw this game,
just going to take a long
time. On the text messages when we got it today, I immediately thought Metro. Metro with the upset.
Mm-hmm. It went through my mind.
And I thought, I said, no, as I play it out throughout the entire day, we got it early, I said, it'll eventually go away. I still think Metro's going to win.
There you go.
Give me Metro.
Whoa.
Metro in an upset over Washington.
Washington, that's horrible news for you because every time Phil and I go against Ronnie, he wins every time.
He wins every time.
Every time. So,
every time.
I would not be shocked at all.
Right.
Would not be shocked at all.
It's just that feeling hasn't weared off.
Yeah.
I think Metro is going to get her done.
Playing really good football.
Tony reminds us that Chandler's there are 4 losses. 3 of those teams are still playing. So
Chandler had a good team this year.
Chris Devine says Bixby with all. I'm gonna put it on the screen here real quick.
That's correct. 10 in a row.
Usually when you
not in a row.
What is this? Usually when you put all those trophies, it's like ha 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 ha. That's actually how many trophies they've won.
Yeah.
Here recently.
Yeah, here recently.
That's the real number.
What game are we on? Is it this game? No, it's this game. Hey, Chris, I need you to do some homework for me. I haven't looked it up yet. How many playoff games in a row has Bixby won? I think it's either 19 or 20.
A bunch.
If you know that, let me know. Okay, our next game, we'll take a look at the Millwood Falcons and the Marlowe Outlaws. Millwood 11-1, Marlowe 10-2. Millwood's lost this year 28-25 to Heritage Hall. They did beat Jones earlier this year as well. Marlowe's lost North Rock Creek to begin the season, and Washington in overtime. That was a district matchup there. Millwood's 7 state championships. Their last one in 2017. They've been to the title game, just haven't been able to get over the hump. Marlowe has 3. The last one in 2021 had a Gilbert on that team. Marlowe state semifinals last year in 3A. Millwood quarterback C.J. Turnbull, 3-year starter for them. He's only a junior. Both teams semifinal last year came down to the final play. Kiefer, it's a highlight that will never go away.
Yeah.
And Marlowe lost to Heritage Hall, both on the final play last year. Millwood versus Marlowe. Am I up?
Who's up?
I went last, so it should be me.
So I'm. Oh yeah,
Me.
you went last. Is that right?
Phil, Chris. Yep, that's me.
Okay.
Ronnie. Okay.
Who we picking?
It's on the
Right
screen.
there in front of you.
Millwood, Marlowe.
Me, Phil, Chris. Nope, this isn't me. This is not me.
Who is it? Is it me?
It should be Chris.
Chris.
Oh, it's Chris. Okay.
Chris.
Is this game 3?
Chris.
This is game 5.
Me, Phil, Chris, me. Yes, this is Chris.
Chris,
Your
me?
spot. Yep.
I watched Tony's broadcast of the Chandler Lions. I was doing homework on him, and no, I'm just teasing. I was wanting to watch Millwood, and I'll make this real short and sweet. I'm going the Marlowe Outlaws.
Ooh. Chris goes Marlowe. I'll go Millwood.
You know what?
Let's see what Tony says.
I'm going Marlowe, and I know that's the kiss of death for Marlowe, but that's what I really think. So
Tony reminds us Marlowe had a late touchdown to beat Kingston.
That's right.
Leslie's going Millwood. Dallas, I don't know how many Bixby has won, but I need him to win one more game. Oh, he wants it. Bixby has won 19 straight playoff games. Thank you, T. Fred.
Yep.
Thank you, T. Fred. I didn't put it in. Phil, who'd you go with?
Marlowe. That means Millwood will win.
Probably. I thought I'd be the only one going with Marlowe.
No.
I thought I'd be the only one going with Marlowe.
Millwood's got no kicking game.
Yeah, I don't know if they've ever had a kicking game, though.
I mean, they don't, but in these kind of games, that could be, the only loss they had this year was because they didn't have a kicker.
Yeah. All right, game number 4, Shakota. Fighting Carrie Underwoods.
That's right.
Taking on the Sulphur Bulldogs. Shakota, 8-4. Taking on Sulphur, 11-1 in this 3A matchup. Shakota finished 4th in 3A3.
Yeah.
4th.
Got a run going.
Behind Lincoln Christian, Ida Bell, and Holland Hall. Lost all 3 in week 7, 8, and 9. Their best wins have all come in the playoffs. Cassia Hall took down the district champions. And then last week against Bristow. Sulphur has won 11 ball games in a row after starting the season with a loss to Washington in overtime. They do have victories over Davis, Perkins, and Bristow. Shakota's first state semifinal since 1949.
Wow.
Shakota and Sulphur.
Is this Ronnie?
Carrie Underwood, I have been told, is not singing the national anthem before this game. Is not singing the national anthem.
Squats.
It's too bad. It was a good run, Shakota, like Nick said. It was a good run.
Good run.
Sulphur.
Yeah, Sulphur.
Sulphur.
I got Sulphur in the finals, so I'm riding my Sulphur.
I believe
team.
Sulphur got a quarterback in from Prague. He played at Prague last year. I think the Sulphur quarterback came over to the Bulldogs. All 3 of us going with Sulphur in that one. Dallas goes with Sulphur. Tony goes with Sulphur big, he says. Nick, Sulphur by however much they want. It's been a great run for Shakota.
It has been.
T-Fred has them by 80.
Yeah.
Leslie has Sulphur. Kenny has Sulphur as well. Chris adds that Bixby has won 83 out of 86 games. I knew that part. I couldn't know how many playoff games in a row. I didn't want to add it all up. All right, our next ball game is Heritage Hall and Lincoln Christian. Number 1 versus number 2. Heritage Hall 11-1 on the season. Lincoln Christian 12-0. Got a lot of game notes on this one here, guys. Heritage Hall has won 11 straight. This is a rematch of the first game of the season. Lincoln Christian won that one 28-20. By the way, Heritage Hall has won 80 straight district games. Even Bixby can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah. This is their 24th straight winning season at Heritage Hall. Heritage Hall, great running back in Barrett Travis, 2,000 all-purpose yards, 29 touchdowns. By the way, this is a rematch of last year's state championship game, too. Lincoln Christian game won that one 48-28. And remember, Andy Bass went down with an injury.
That was a turning point of that one.
Yeah.
I talked with my friend in Lincoln Christian. He says he thinks this team might be better than last year's team.
And that's what the brothers transferring out.
That's right. Lincoln Christian victories over Heritage Hall, Shiloh, and Shakota. They averaged 52 a game, allow 8. Their lowest total they've allowed 28, or the lowest they've scored. Lincoln Christian 28 came to the hands of Heritage Hall. Carter Rickey, the quarterback, his dad's the head football coach. 2,600 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lincoln Christian won 3 straight semifinals against Heritage Hall. Heritage Hall won in 2018 and 2015. It's been Lincoln Christian as of late, though. Those are your Lincoln Christian Heritage Hall notes.
I'm up, right?
You are up.
Yes.
Just automatically got to go negative.
Well, I just wrong.
Heritage Halls look good at times this year. They've looked not normal Heritage Hall at times this year. Lincoln Christian just seems to just keep rolling. That 28-20 ball game early in the year. I think Lincoln Christian, and I think they win by a couple scores.
Lincoln Christian for Phil. You just want to see that nice-looking Bulldog.
It is a good-looking logo.
Yeah, I'm going Lincoln Christian as well. I think got too much offense, way too much offense. They're not going to be deer in the headlights in this semifinal. Neither is Heritage Hall, but I just think Lincoln Christian.
Well, there's a guy that's not on the team this year that was pretty important last year for them.
Yep. Bear Travis has come in and done a great job, though.
Yeah,
he's done a great job.
Lincoln Christian.
Lincoln Christian across the board.
Cody.
A lot of people in the chat as well. Cody Young with Heritage Hall in an upset.
Yeah.
Kenny Gillespie, also Heritage Hall. Everyone else, Leslie, Tony, Nick, and T. Fred, all going with Lincoln Christian. All right, we're down to our final 2 games of our picks. Again, we are not picking the 6A1 games. We will have those broadcast from Claremore on Friday. 6A2, Stillwater Pioneers 9-2. The Muskogee Roughers 11-0 on the year. Stillwater head coach Chad Kaywood. Head coach for the Muskogee Roughers is Travis Hill. I'm on the wrong game. I apologize. Which one were we talking about? Sand Springs Choctaw. Let me start over. In 3, 2, 1. Sand Springs 8-3 on the season. Choctaw 9-2 on the year. 2 good head coaches here, Bobby Klink and Jake Corbin. You talk about Sand Springs quarterback Easton Webb. If that name sounds familiar, we talked about him all season long. If you go back to the last spring in the baseball, he was a game-winning pitcher in the state championship game against the Owasso Rams. He held Owasso to 3 hits in that ball game. So Easton Webb has just been the do-it-all guy this year for the Sandites. Bobby Klink, the head coach, he has won 7+ games every year that he's been the head coach at Sand Springs, which is the longest in program history since 1957, although they're trying to avoid to go 8-4 again this year. Choctaw has lost 6 games in the last 3 seasons, 2 in the semis and 2 in the title games, all by 7 points or less. Cash Williams, Juju Smith, another name, Titus Hawk, a name to remember in the future. He's already a stud receiver, could be the future quarterback for Choctaw. His dad's the head baseball coach, played a little professional football. Sand Springs has been eliminated by Choctaw the last 2 seasons. This was a title game in 2015. Last title for Sand Springs appearance was in 2015. Webb, 3,100 yards, 39 touchdowns. Cash, 2,200 yards, 32 touchdowns. Choctaw won this game last year, 45-15, and then in 2022 they won it 48-29.
Chris up?
Yep.
Chris, you're up.
Of course, I always get these tough ones. Sand Springs, Dallas, T. Fred, Sand Springs, Nick Owen, Choctaw, Kenny Gillespie, Sand Springs, Chris Evans, Sand Springs.
Ooh, goodness.
Easton Webb, difference maker. Leslie's going Choctaw.
Not so fast.
Boy.
Not so fast. Yeah, boy. Yeah. No. Give me Choctaw. Give me Choctaw. Cash Williams, difference maker. Go Vols.
Tennessee, he's the catcher. Cash Williams, the catcher for Choctaw.
Really good, too.
Yeah, Choctaw baseball is really good. Phil, you're on the clock.
I know, this pains me. Choctaw.
All right. Pretty cool Stinger Choctaw logo.
Yeah.
All right. And the game of the week here in the High School Huddle that we are picking. It is the Muskogee Roughers taking on the Stillwater Pioneers. Stillwater 9-2, Muskogee 11-0. Coach Kaywood, Coach Hill. Stillwater 32-5 in the past 3 years.
Great run.
Losses this year, Carl Albert and Choctaw. Muskogee 32-4 in the past 3 years. Their best 3-year run in program history.
Yeah.
They had some back in the way back then. I think it was 85-86. Rematch of last year's state semifinal, or last year's final, 28-26 at UCO. What a game that was. That was fun.
Sure good was.
Stillwater won district games over Muskogee in 22 and 23. But, of course, Muskogee won the big one last year. Thicklin, 2,610 yards, 38 touchdowns. For Stillwater, Mason Schubert, 2,076 total yards, 34 touchdowns. Stillwater versus Muskogee. It was a state championship game a year ago. Now trying to get to the state finals.
Should be a good one. Another good one, I believe. I think the winner of this probably wins the state championship, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And I've picked Muskogee all year long, so there's no need to back out now. Give me Muskogee.
Muskogee for Ronnie.
You know,
that was rough.
Yeah. Coach Travis Hill has these boys believing, and they would run through a brick wall for that coaching staff. We saw it last year firsthand at the state championship game. I think they have the best player in 6A2, Muskogee, and I think Muskogee is going to win this game en route to a back-to-back gold ball.
Travis Hill, of course, the next head coach of Broken Arrow, right?
I didn't say that.
No? You think so?
No. I think he would do great there, but I don't want to upset my Muskogee friends. I know they want him to stay in Muskogee until he retires.
0-0
ball. See our Muskogee friends next week.
0-0 ball game at halftime last week. Pop City.
Yeah.
Good teams know how to win, though.
Yeah, they do.
Larry has Muskogee. Kenny has Muskogee. The G for Chris Devine. Nick has Muskogee. T-Fred has Muskogee. Dallas has Muskogee as well. This is the fastest hour and a half of the entire week. We are already done. So.
Who'd you pick?
Muskogee.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Went with Muskogee on that one. So we have to get out of here. As a reminder, a lot of people already know this, but a reminder, we will be stopping the stream and beginning another show as well. We're coming back. We'll have an in-studio host and maybe some other great things as well. So best of luck to your football team this week. And if you're not playing, get healthy.
Yeah, get healthy. And I want to tell our friend Larry Fields, safe travels to Boulder. His son plays for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Going to head to Boulder and watch the ball game.
10 o'clock start.
Yeah, 10 o'clock start. So, but safe travels, Larry.
You get that win.
Get the win. Get the W.
Claremore, we're coming your way. We appreciate all your hospitality. We look forward to the 681 broadcast. If you check it out on the network, we'd be glad to have that for you. So we'll make our way up there on Friday for 2 great 681
maybe Thursday
games.
night.
And so, all right. We're out of here. Best of luck to your football team. We'll talk to you next week here on the High School Huddle.